to your poem, and that was amazing. But
Thank you.
yeah, but right now we want to talk about you. Want to talk about your music. So tell us, where you from?
Yeah, from yeah, it's not quite small. I almost said a small neighborhood, but yeah, I'm from like one of the biggest neighborhoods in my city. It's called Kulumane.
Mhm.
As you can see, Kulumane boy right there,
Yeah.
and Bulawayo is the city that raised me. Zimbabwe is the country.
Woo! I'm Zimbabwean too. As you can see, I'm from Harare.
Yeah, with the city that never sleeps.
Yeah, I'm hustling it with Harare Hustler by Terry Guns. But anyway, it's all about you today. How long have you been making music, Luminous?
It's been a journey. I can say I started really recording and releasing since 2018. So yeah, that makes it what, almost a decade now.
Gosh, how old are you?
I'm like 25. I started pretty young.
That's good. That's good. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. I absolutely love your song Regular. I've been playing it on my way to work. You know,
Oh man.
even when I was cleaning the kitchen this morning, I was actually playing.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write that track?
The funny thing is I'd actually had that beat for like almost 5 months and I couldn't
Wow.
connect with it.
Okay.
And so I didn't want to rush it.
Okay.
And then one morning from nowhere, I woke up and it came on and I just felt like so energetic and pumped. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this on a regular. I started mumbling, and from then, because of when you really listen to the lyrics, touching on a bit of current affairs here and there creatively, our situation in our country, you have to do that creatively, and
Right.
so then I started penning lyrics, just really talking about, because one thing I'm passionate about is pursuing financial freedom.
Yeah.
Because millennials, especially where I come from, it's really tough to really set yourself up because in as much as those before us really tried to lay the foundation, the system is so broken that they were not able to really pass the baton in a way that is beneficiary for us. So really just attempting great things on a regular, even if you fail. But the key is to try on a regular, because what you do on a regular is who you are any other day.
Wow. As a 25-year-old young man, I think you're doing amazing. For you to be
Thank
able to reach a platform here in the UK, because we're based in the UK, you are amazing.
you.
I want you to keep it up. And, we're playing your music here on NAM Radio, and we absolutely love you. So,
Yeah.
and talking about your songs, how many songs have you written? Any albums at the moment?
Well, yeah, there is one album I put out in 2018. Same year I put out the spoken word piece. It's called Driven, which really is the whole movement. I believe is the soundtrack of a movement because I'm all about love God, love people, do what you want in that order. Because if you love those first two, whatever you do feeds into what you love. You know what I mean? So that's what Driven was about. I had an EP in 2016 called Nkulumani Drive,
Mm-hmm.
which was like a day story from morning to like evening when I came back home. So the whole EP is like a continuous story. And then now I've just been doing singles. But I have a project ready to go in case one of these songs takes off.
Okay, you know what I want to offer you is this platform, and I want you to, now that you've got my email, you can always say, MC Vaz, I've got this feature album. Can you interview me? That's what
Oh
I'm here
yeah.
for. Yeah, so feel free. And talking about your love and everything, are you taken, Luminous?
Yeah, there is someone in the picture. She'll be mad if I didn't say that. There is someone in the picture. Yeah. Almost a year now.
Oh, the girls are jealous. Anybody watching, they'll probably thinking, oh, he's taken.
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
Okay, so how did you end up in the music industry because you said you've been doing this for a while. How did you end up in the
Yeah.
music industry?
Furnished, I was this local church. So what they do, they have like a youth program where you actually make contemporary music, right?
Yeah.
And so as I was doing that, one of the pioneers of hip hop in the city, T1, my brother and mentor, he saw me performing at the church, and he
Okay.
walked up to me. He's like, "One day I'm gonna work with you." And then fast forward, one of my forever influences, may God rest his soul, Calvin. So
Oh,
Calvin,
yeah, Calvin
yeah.
Stone, bless him,
So
yeah.
Calvin, I was introduced to Calvin by a friend of mine who knew I was a fan. So when Calvin was at his studio, they called me at school, and then Calvin took me under his wing. So
Mhm.
Calvin and Tiwanda really played a major role in really initiating me to the whole system about, okay, this is where you release, this is where you do it. Yeah.
And how do your family feel about you going into music? Because when I was growing up,
Yeah.
Music, because I grew up in Zimbabwe like you, music
Yeah.
was like the last thing that your parents
Right.
used to do. How do they feel about that?
Well, my mother's on the fence. But here's the thing. I have a full-time job, so that takes off a lot of pressure, you know what I mean? So before the music pays or when it's not paying, I still bring a paycheck home. So that kind of alleviates a lot of pressure. And I think her seeing how passionate I am,
Yeah.
I invited her to one of my concerts. That's when it really made sense for her, seeing people impacted by the music, seeing the show come together. But before that, because my mother was a teacher, she's a retired teacher, and so it's like, yo, get your education, do your job, that's it. This thing we don't see you paying, because again, and you have to understand, because they are not really there's not a precedence, especially for like urban music. So
Yeah.
I understand their fears, but my sister is one of my biggest supporters since day one. She doesn't question anything. She's like, yo, you do you.
Oh,
You
that's
know, so
good.
yeah.
At least you've got support, because everybody needs that, especially in this music industry.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
we'll talk in a few minutes again, but I want you to give the fans a little something from Luminous. Yeah, take
Yeah,
it
yeah.
away, Luminous. Give us a bit of something.
Okay, so this is actually something that we're working on today. It goes, politicians kill the poor to save the elite, but on the cross to save the poor, you gave the elite. And that is hope for my soul as I max the deceit. But in my thought for this war, I got a hammer to lift. And dreams of feeding all my people, I'm Thomas Singara. I'm on the ropes, wrestling evil, you call me Singara. Greedy leaders, an animal progress for all the people, shedding blood. No, Lord, my God, you think it's a ritual.
Oh my God, that is amazing. You are a lyrical machine,
Oh,
literally.
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Are
It's
a
funny you should say
lyrical
that.
machine. And you're
Yeah,
well spoken as well. You are so well spoken.
I'll tell my mother she did a good job.
Oh, that is amazing. Is that your upcoming track you're working on, you said?
Oh yeah, this other friend of mine called me and he was like, "Yo, I need you on a song." So I literally wrote that 2 a.m. this morning, and I had to go record it today.
Get
Yeah,
out of town.
I'm telling you. So he
Shut
was
the front
happy.
door. Yeah,
Telling you, crazy
kudos
work
to you.
ethic right here.
Kudos to you.
Thanks.
Kudos to you. So what do you think about the current music industry, especially in Zim and Africa? Where do you see yourself? Start off with how you see the industry, and also tell me where you see yourself in the next few years.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think in Africa it's quite growing and now it's integrating with the whole world. We see a lot of collaborations between African artists, the Beyonce album, Burna Boy,
Yeah,
and I mean I have to give credit to like D'banj because those are the guys that
of
really
course.
open the gates. So
Yeah.
and I think that's a good thing for us because now even with Nasty C the moves he's making, it's good for the culture because a lot of times when people think of Africa, it's
Mm.
maybe traditional music and all these other things. And so now to see Africans being put in these positions where they really open a gate to like I saw an STC interview where he was like when he's that side, he's really cheering guys on. It's like, yo, you should check so and so out. So I think as Africa now we're becoming a world force, because even if you look at not even just music per se, music is a soundtrack of really a movement that's happening with black empowerment worldwide and all those things. So there's like a gap that Africa can fill entertainment wise, and there's a lot that we can offer. And for me personally, where I stand, like what I told you, I'm really for independence, financial freedom, but still holding on to your faith because a lot of people think millennials are really walking away from the morals that we were brought up with. But I
Yeah.
just want to be that guy that says, you know what, you can love God and still be a faith-based person, but at the same time, you can really engage culture and not be corny. You can still bring the bars, you can still bring the
Right.
craftiness to the art. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm really championing right here to say, yo, let's be work not only for Twitter, but let's
Yeah.
be working also how we impact the community because the music has to be a soundtrack of your everyday life. We're
Exactly.
really taking snapshots of our lives as artists when we're creating this. So that's what I really want to bring to the industry.